Hello, beautiful people. How's it going out there? My name is Meg Moonbeam, and welcome back to my YouTube, Rumble, and X channels. I'm very, very happy to be here with you all today to talk about an astrological transit that I am very grateful and excited for, Jupiter entering Gemini. So we're going to be getting into that transit in this video, what it means for us, for the whole collective for the next year, Jupiter being in Gemini, and also what it means for each of the 12 sun, moon, and rising signs. So I'm very, very excited. And before we get into it, I just want to mention a few housekeeping things. Thank you all so much that have been supporting my personal channels. And if you haven't already, please remember to subscribe. Liking and sharing and commenting on these videos really supports, helps to support my channels to grow. So thank you very much for all your support out there. And I also want to mention that my husband Jens and I are going to be hosting this Sacred England retreat from July 3rd to July 12th this summer of 2024. We're so excited. I can't believe we're almost at the retreat time, and we only have a couple spots left. So if you're interested in joining Jens and I in Sacred England for this once-in-a-lifetime spiritual trip, it's going to be 9 days full on, going to sacred sites, doing daily ceremonies, teachings, and spending time with soul family from around the world in the heart chakra of the world. So if you would like to read more about that or sign up, go to the link in the description box of this video to see all about our Sacred England retreat. We're very excited. And also I do offer personal astrology consultations. If you'd like more of a personal reading with me, those are available at consultations.beyondmystic.net. The link is also in the description box below. So yeah, hope everybody's doing very well. Nice to see Tracy. Hi, Tracy. And Tim is there. Hey, Tim. I'm looking a bit red today because I'm back in Belgium. Jens and I are in Belgium, and it's like very sunny here right now. And we spent the late afternoon today just like bathing in the sun. So if I look a little bit different, like red, it's because I've been in the sun today. And I've been really feeling the shift of energy. Even though it's just been one day, I can really feel that Jupiter has changed signs. I don't know about you guys, or if it's just because I'm an astrologer and I can really pay attention to that, but I really feel a big energy shift with Jupiter ingressing into Gemini. So we're going to get all into that. And what I actually want to start off with is sharing a little bit on, Jupiter ingressed into Gemini yesterday. So I'm filming this video on Sunday, May 26th. And on Saturday, May 25th is when Jupiter ingressed into Gemini. And I believe it was Friday, if I'm not mistaken, or Thursday, but literally as we're coming into this new transit, as it started, we got the news, really good news, that the US House passes bill banning Federal Reserve from issuing a CBDC, so a central bank digital currency. This is such good news, okay? And this is going to be one of the themes that I'm talking about in this video today, is this Jupiter in Gemini transit for the whole next year is going to be a whole next year. And I'm not just saying this because this is something that a lot of us will want to hear. It's the truth. You guys know I like to tell it like it is as an astrologer. We're going to be getting a lot of freaking good news. Okay. Now, why is this? Jupiter in astrology is the great benefic. Jupiter is the most positive heavenly body other than the sun and Venus. And Jupiter is the planet of luck, optimism, expansion, positive energy. It's very uplifting. It's very lucky. So whatever sign we have Jupiter in, we're being blessed in those areas of life. And that's for the collective. And we're going to get into what this means specifically for each of the 12 signs as well in this video. But Gemini in astrology, the third sign in astrology, rules communication, information, news, among many other things that I'm going to share with you guys. News. So now it's not just this US House passes bill banning Federal Reserve from issuing a CBDC. That is amazing fucking news. Okay. Excuse my language. Not just that. Did you guys hear today that the pandemic treaty failed? Did you guys hear about that? So for those of you who haven't heard about this, the WHO has been trying for the past couple of years to draft something called a pandemic treaty, okay, which would mean that all the countries that would sign on to that would have to follow their rules, not their own governments, not the will of the people of those companies, maybe that's the right word, of the people of those countries. But they would have, if there was a pandemic, they would have to follow the WHO's orders, like very communist, very, very messed up. So this happened today, Sunday, May 26th. This just came out just as Jupiter has ingressed into Gemini, 0 degrees. Time magazine, efforts to draft a global pandemic treaty falter after more than 2 years of negotiations. Guys, this is 2 days in a row of amazing freaking news for us freedom lovers in the freedom community. Tracy says, yes, great news. Celestial Emma, hi, says this is great. Yeah, it's so great. So they have failed. And this is something that I know a lot of us freedom lovers have been really freaked out about, because if this were to go through, it would be really, really messed up. And they would try to do, forced, what's, shots, and among many other really messed up mandates if there was another pandemic, right? So, okay, Jupiter has just gone into Gemini. We've already had the pandemic treaty fail. And the day before Jupiter ingress, we had the CBDC get banned in the US House, which is amazing news, not just for the US, but for the whole world, because the US is, a stronghold and very inspirational and critical for the whole rest of the world. The world looks to the US, and we all know that. So this is an amazing freaking deal. Like Crystal 7, hello, says, that's fucking fantastic. Yeah, it is freaking fantastic. And it's funny because in astrology, Jupiter is what we call at detriment in the sign of Gemini. So every planet has a home sign, an exalted sign, its second most favorite place to be, and then a detriment and a fall sign, its 2 least favorite places to be. And it's funny because Jupiter is at detriment in Gemini. So Jupiter, it's one of its least favorite places to be, because Jupiter is the ruler of Sagittarius, and Jupiter and Sagittarius are all about expansion and higher consciousness and going past, just the common sense and the facts and going to the higher perspective. It's all about the higher perspective. And Sagittarius' opposite sign is Gemini. So that makes Jupiter's detriment sign Gemini. I hope that makes sense how I'm explaining that, you guys. Because Gemini is about, even though Gemini is not about the higher perspective and spiritual beliefs and religion, Gemini is about facts and common sense and truth. Gemini and Sagittarius both rule truth, but Gemini is about the day-to-day common sense truth, which is something that we actually really, really need that right now. And we are going to benefit greatly from this Jupiter and Gemini transit, because we've been going through Neptune in Pisces since 2013, Saturn in Pisces since last year, which has brought on so much delusion and brainwashing and confusion. In the light side, spiritual awakening with Neptune being at home in Pisces, but in the dark side, people literally losing their minds and being brainwashed. And what Jupiter and Gemini is going to bring is so much truth, renewed common sense, and clarity based on the facts. So I am really, really excited about this. And also, it's important to mention that Jupiter is the great benefic planet. So even his detriment and fall sign, it's not as negative as the other planets when they're in their detriment and fall sign, because Jupiter is the most lucky, positive, benefic planet. Hi, Jill. Very nice to see you. Hope you're doing well. So yeah, let me see what I've got here. I've made some slides and actually, yeah, I've made some slides. So we're going to go over what this means for the whole collective. I've made some slide decks with some of my key points, so I'm going to share that. And then we're going to look at something called the ingress chart for Jupiter entering Gemini, which an ingress chart is when we look at, oh, I see my lipstick is a little screwed up. Sorry, just got distracted there. An ingress chart is when we look at the chart for the moment that a planet ingresses into a new sign, and it actually shows us what that transit is going to be like. So we're going to look at the ingress chart, which is really, really, really good. And then we're going to talk about some of the things that have happened the last time Jupiter was in Gemini, because everything happens in cycles, history repeats itself. So as an astrologer, it's really important for me to share with you guys what happened the last time we had Jupiter in Gemini. And then we're going to go through each of the 12 signs, what this Jupiter in Gemini transit is all about. So, okay, I'm going to share these slides here. And so Jupiter entered Gemini on May 25th and is going to be there until June 9th, 2025. Jupiter, as I said, is the great benefic. He blesses us in the areas of life that are ruled by the current sign he is in. Jupiter takes 12 years to do his zodiac revolution and spends about 1 year in each of the signs. Jupiter is at detriment position in the sign of Gemini. This is because Jupiter is about higher consciousness, expansion, and spiritual growth, and Gemini rules day-to-day activities, facts, common sense, and logical information. But remember, you guys, it's not necessarily a negative thing because Jupiter is the great benefic in the way that, it might be a little bit more challenging negative if it was another planet in its detriment or fall sign. Jupiter in Gemini transit is very positive now I'm very excited for all you Geminis out there, for all the Gemini sun, moon, and risings, and anyone with major placements in Gemini, or if you've got your Jupiter in Gemini, you're having your Jupiter return. Every 12 years, we have a Jupiter return when Jupiter comes back into the same sign as we were born. So shout out to all my Gemini sun, moon, and risings, because this is a very, very positive, lucky, one of the most positive things you can have in astrology when Jupiter is in your sun, moon, or rising sign, or when Jupiter is in the same sign as your Jupiter and you're having a Jupiter return. So this is going to be, the whole next year is going to be quite positive, unless now we all have our own individual charts. Okay. And if you'd like to have a personal reading with me, the link is below where I can go more in depth into your personal astrology. But for the most part, unless someone has some really adverse transits going on, it's going to be a really positive next year for all the Gemini placement people, and quite lucky with amazing opportunities coming forward as well. Also, Jupiter, the planet of expansion, expands whatever areas of life are ruled by the current sign he is in. Now, why is Jupiter the planet of expansion? Because he's the biggest planet in our solar system. So he's all about expansion. And by far, if you look at Jupiter compared to the other planets, he's like way, way bigger. So he expands the areas of life that are ruled by whatever sign he's in. Gemini rules information, learning, socialization, local community, anything that's local, day-to-day life, day-to-day gadgets, activities and friends, siblings and cousins, among many other things, but those are the main things that Gemini rules in Western astrology. In our present lives, it is a positive time to spend time with friends, siblings, cousins, and in our local community. We are divinely blessed when we do so. So Jupiter is all about blessings and luck and divine inspiration and wisdom. So if we focus on some of those Gemini areas of life, it can be really, really positive for us actually over the course of the next year. Another one of my predictions is even more information spreading far and wide, more than it already has. Any forms of censorship if any, and maybe there won't even be any possible with this, will not be able to stop the flood of information being shared that is rooted in truth, fact, and common sense from spreading worldwide. So Jupiter, planet of expansion, right? He expands whatever qualities of life the sign he's in rules. Gemini is information. Gemini is truth. Gemini is common sense. So we've already been having so much information coming out, waking people up. This is going to ramp up even more, you guys, where I know it may seem like, Meg, what the fuck are you talking about? There's like news every day of things coming out, things being revealed. It's going to get even more intense, you guys. Trust me. So Gemini is also fast energy. It's one of the fast signs in astrology, Gemini and Aries. So very quickly and fast, Gemini rules quickness, more people waking up from information, truth, news, spreading like wildfire on information that has been suppressed. The truth cannot be stopped, and the truth always wins. Remember that, you guys. I don't know if that resonates with you, but that really, really resonates in my heart, that the truth does always win. The truth will win in the end. Even for people that are awake, it will be so much continued information being released, truths being revealed, that social media and news breaks can be a positive remedy during these times. So I don't know if you guys have ever taken a social media break or a news break, but this is going to be something that I think will actually be necessary for some of us, especially if you're already a truther or a freedom lover or, you know, a conscious individual. Not that we're better than other people that aren't, but we've already been going through, processing through so much information coming out and processing so many truths being revealed that I think over the course of the next year, a really good remedy, astrological remedy for us to deal with this is to at times take social media breaks. Okay. So whether that's during certain points in the next year, I'm taking a week off social media. I'm taking a week off of looking at anything. Or what I try my best to do, and you guys know I'm on social media a lot. It's a part of the work I do. I try my best one day a week not to look at anything or post anything unless I absolutely have to, which is usually a Sunday. And I'm filming this on a Sunday, so I'm being a little bit hypocritical. But yeah, I try my best Sundays, so actually one day a week, to not look at anything. And that really helps my nervous system because, you know, it's just so much information coming out all the time. It can overwhelm our nervous systems, right? A challenge for the Gemini archetype is that too much mental stimulation and information can create restlessness. So this will be one of the challenges that we'll have to go through in this transit, is restlessness, anxiety, not being in the present moment and being ungrounded because there's so much information. There's so much people waking up at the same time. So grounding is a really, really good remedy. Taking social media breaks is a really good remedy as well, so that we don't get overwhelmed by all the information coming out. And just one second, you guys, I'm just going to fix something going on with my computer here that I'm noticing. Okay, that's fixed. Good. So yeah, it's going to be busy, and we're in day one. This is day one, Sunday, May 26th. It started yesterday. Today's our first full day of this Jupiter in Gemini transit. And let me know in the comments, you guys, if you're feeling a shift, if you felt some kind of shift this weekend in the collective, or if you haven't. That's okay too. Also, one of my predictions for this transit is new form of social media being used by the public that is rooted in truth, freedom of speech, and or current social media platforms having to do the transition into supporting freedom of speech and truth to stay relevant and in business. So I think it's very, very likely that we will see some new forms of social media. We're already seeing them. Shout out to Rumble, shout out to Truth Social, shout out to BitChute, shout out to those guys. They're already doing it. But I think we're going to be seeing more. And I think the social medias such as, Instagram, YouTube, Facebook, they're going to have to stop being assholes and stop censoring people and demonetizing people. Hopefully this doesn't demonetize me by me saying this, to stay relevant, right? Because so many people are waking up and they're going to continue to wake up. And my cat just walked in here. So if you guys hear meowing, that is Ocean. Do you want to say hi, Ocean? Okay, come here. Sorry, you guys, I have to pick up my cat. Ocean, come here. So Ocean's wanting to say hi. Say hello. Are you excited that Jupiter's in Gemini? Yeah, we're very, very excited. It's going to be lots of fun. I'm feeling a lot of fun energy with this transit. Like I don't feel that, and it's interesting because Jupiter is at detriment is in Gemini, as I talked about before, but Jupiter is a benefic planet. It's not that heavy even when he's in his detriment, and it feels fun and it feels light, and intuitively I'm just feeling like we need this transit, and it's actually going to bring a lot of fun and a lot of positivity. Gemini also rules mischievousness, having fun, playfulness. Leo also rules that in astrology, but Gemini is one of the lighter, fun signs. And we've been going through the outer planets in the current astrology, all being in earth or water signs. We've now got Pluto in Aquarius, yay, air sign. Jupiter in Gemini, air sign, yay. It's a lighter frequency. So I'm feeling intuitively as I'm talking about it and feeling the energy of it, like a lot of positive energy. So yeah, new forms of social media coming out, which is going to be interesting. And the social medias that are already around are going to have to be more on board with freedom of speech, or there could be even a movement of people completely boycotting certain social medias, which I'm surprised we haven't already seen that. Also, another prediction I have is positive developments for early education. Gemini also rules school, education systems, early education, childhood, children. So kindergarten, elementary school children, and perhaps teachers or education facilitators will band together and say enough is enough of the woke agenda. I think that that's going to come up big time. That's one of my predictions with this, is we're going to see whether it's the mama bears or the mama bears and the teachers really start to come out and say, you know what, enough is enough of this bullshit and this woke agenda. And we can't allow our kids to be taught this crazy shit in the school system ruled by Gemini. Remember, you guys, Jupiter blesses and uplifts the areas of life of whatever sign he's in. So anything Gemini rules is getting a positive upliftment with this transit for the next year. Tim says, need more community socials, real meetings. Yes, we're going to be seeing more of that for sure. Very positive to create, community, like you're saying, Tim, socials, events, meetings. People will be more on board to actually do that with this Jupiter in Gemini transit. Also, in the astrology chart for Canada, Canada has its moon at 28 degrees of Gemini in the third house of Gemini. So the moon in a country's chart represents the people. This indicates that with Jupiter in Gemini in this transit, very positive energy, happiness, and good news for the Canadian people over the next year. So if a lot of you guys probably know, but if you're watching me for the first time on my channels, I'm a Canadian chick. I'm from Canada. So I do like to talk about Canada a lot in the astrology. And I'm very, very happy that we've got Jupiter in Gemini for the country of Canada with Canada's moon in Gemini. That's going to bring positive news, positive frequency, which we very, very much need. Also, what's really interesting, you guys, is the last time Jupiter was in Gemini was from June 11th, 2012 to June 25th, 2013. during the prophesized time period around the end of the world, which wasn't the end of the world, that was BS, around December 12th, 2012. And I'm not saying the Mayans are BS. I love the Mayans. The news organizations were BS because the mainstream media at the time said it was the end of the Mayan calendar. And a lot of people believed that, but it actually was not. That was a lie to discredit the indigenous ancient Mayan astrologers and their brilliance, their brilliant astrology that does show us the real cycles. Really, the Mayans predicted with their precise long count calendar that it would actually be the end of time as we know it and the start of a great new cycle. So what I find really, really interesting, and I want to decode this more further because I feel like this is a very special thing with this Jupiter and Gemini transit, is we are now 12 years after 2012, December 12th, 2012. We're 12 years into this great new cycle that the ancient Mayans predicted. It has therefore been a whole Jupiter cycle since 2012. Jupiter has a zodiac revolution of 12 years, as I said. So what will Jupiter, the planet of not just luck and expansion and positivity, but Jupiter is also spiritual growth, wisdom. What is Jupiter going to reveal to us? What is Jupiter going to reveal to humanity during this next year? Now that we have already gone through the initiation, I'll call it the initiation of a whole Jupiter of cycle since December 12th, 2012, which if you guys feel into it, that was a huge energy shift. My whole life changed in 2012. I don't know about you guys, but a lot of people woke up in 2012. There was a huge shift that I think we haven't fully decoded yet what exactly happened then. So that could be revealed to us during this time. I feel likely it will be even deeper truth about our history, cosmos, and nature of reality that we are now ready to hear, right? When you first go through, yeah, Tracy's saying big shifts. Yes. When we first wake up, you know, you think that you're ready to hear it all. And well, I don't know about you guys, but in 2012 was 2011, 2012 was when I had my like star seed awakening. And I thought that to be spiritual at that time meant that, you know, it was all love and light and it was all good. And I didn't have to do any shadow work. And then over time, so much started to get revealed to me about the true nature of what's going on this planet. And it's been past 12 years, red pill after red pill after red pill, and going deeper and deeper into that rabbit hole where it's only at a certain point of initiation after hearing so much information that we're ready to go to that next level of what's really going on here. So I feel that's what's happening. I hope that makes sense how I said that. So this is a year of, we've passed an initiation. We've passed a Jupiter cycle, a Jupiter zodiac revolution since December 12th, 2012. I think the Mayan people will be highlighted this year. There could be big, you know, maybe indigenous elders from, you know, the Mayan lands coming out and speaking out, revealing information on what's truly going on. So it's going to be really, really interesting to see how this plays out. Okay, what I've brought up now, you guys, is the ingress chart of Jupiter entering Gemini. And the ingress chart, as I said before, is something we can look at, you know, when a planet goes into a new sign. We bring up the chart for the exact moment that Jupiter ingressed into 0 degrees of Gemini, 0 minutes. And that moment was Saturday, May 25th at 5:14 p.m. Mountain Standard Time. Sorry, I usually have Eastern Time, you guys, but for some reason, Mountain Standard Time is on there. So it was at that moment yesterday. We're past 24 hours now, And the exact moment was this astrological chart, which we call the ingress chart. And an ingress chart shows us what this transit is going to be like for the whole next year. So it's a really cool astrological thing that we can look at. And I'm so happy to report to you guys that this ingress chart is kick ass. Okay. Because what did we have yesterday that we're still in the influence of today? Jupiter conjunct Venus, the other benefic planet, and also conjunct the sun, which is highly, highly benefic. So 3 of the greatest benefic heavenly bodies conjunct each other at the moment Jupiter ingressed into Gemini. This indicates, this is like what Spirit wants me to say is going to be actually a miracle this next year. We're going to witness miracles occur. And I'm not just saying this because this is what people are going to want to hear from me as an astrologer, but it's what I'm truly seeing. It is a lie. And I'm just kind of channeling this right now. I'm feeling the words coming through from Spirit for me to say. It is a lie that things are going to get worse and worse and worse, and it's the end of the world, and it's going to be a crisis, and we're not going to have food, and we're all going to die, and it's, you know, you won't be able to travel. It's bullshit. It's a lie. It's not real. We've already gone past the worst part. We've already gone past the worst part. And I've been picking this up for a while intuitively, but looking at this ingress chart of Jupiter's transit in Gemini with Jupiter conjunct Venus and conjunct the sun, and in trine to Pluto, the ruler of the dark side of life. We're very lucky that Pluto is not in bad aspects in the current astrology. The dark side of life, crisis situations, will not be coming up in a very, very dark way for the whole collective. We will, actually, thank you. That's the better way for me to say this. As a collective, we are not going deeper into a dark night of the soul. We've already been in a dark night of the soul. This is where we start to, Jupiter is going to start to lift us out of this collective dark night of the soul that we have been in. There's no major adverse aspects going on with this ingress chart. This is literally one of the most positive things you can have in astrology. Jupiter conjunct Venus and conjunct the sun. I mean, and the sun at 5 degrees, which is a Leo degree. The sun rules Leo. Venus at 2 degrees, which is a Taurus degree. I mean, it's really, really, really positive. And also Neptune in his home sign of Pisces at 20 degrees was in a sextile to Jupiter and Venus yesterday, and still is. This is miracles. This is divine miracles and divine intervention that is going to take place with this Jupiter in Gemini transit. And I know that may sound airy-fairy for me to say, but I mean, we've already just seen it. I at the beginning of this video, I just shared with you guys that the pandemic treaty is scrapped. The CBDCs in the US are scrapped. It's going to be these continued miracles of news coming out that we learn about, right? Gail Westling says, great, great news. Read pandemic treaty fail and also CBDCs fail. Yes, we're going to continue seeing this. And these are the things that are going to help us get out of this dark night of the soul energy that we've been in. All this continued good news, you know, more and more people waking up. This is like really, really, really positive. So it's not a heavy transit. Okay. Also want to mention the last time that Jupiter was in Gemini, Edward Snowden released information. He's a whistleblower. For those of you who don't know, former CIA employee Edward Snowden disclosed operations engaged by the US government mass surveillance program to news publications, and then he fled the country, and he's been in exile ever since. So last time Jupiter was in Gemini, remember, Jupiter expands truth, common sense, information. It also highlights the news and journalists and news publications. So we could have another big whistleblower, I think, coming up with that, with this transit happening. And Edward Snowden, likely to be a really big development with him over the course of the next year as well. And so great what he did, sharing that information 12 years ago, last time Jupiter was in Gemini. Wolf Mother says he outed the NSA spying on citizens. Illegal. Yes, that's exactly what he did. And that helped to snowball also more people waking up. And it's not okay for citizens to be spied on. You know, we deserve the right to privacy. And with Jupiter and Gemini, this is also going to strengthen kind of like those common sense values that we've lost in a lot of our mainstream society and living. You know, the value of privacy, the value of truth, the value of common sense, the value of freedom. Wolf Mother says, now we need freedom for Julian Assange. Yes, honestly, I think this, one of the miracles with this is Julian Assange will be freed as well. So very excited about that. Some key dates that I want to mention for you guys with this transit, a few key dates. Number one is in just a few days. On June 4th, 2024, we are going to have Mercury in Gemini conjunct Jupiter in Gemini at 2 degrees, which is a Taurus degree. So June 4th, which is just 2 days before the new moon in Gemini that we'll be having on June 6th, Mercury-Jupiter conjunction with Mercury in his home sign of Gemini. Mercury is the ruler of Gemini. So June 4th is a day to pay attention to, where there's going to be major information coming out to the public about something in the collective, truth being revealed, but also in our personal lives, we can be having bright clarity, divine insights, truth being revealed in our personal lives as well. That is an amazing day, June 4th, to be, you know, writing out your intentions, to be doing meditation, prayer, paying attention to the signs, synchronicities, stage direction of the universe, as I like to call it. That's going to be a very exciting day where there could be multiple things coming out at the same time, actually. And on that same day, we also have the Sun conjunct Venus. So it's going to be very positive, whatever news it is that comes out for the collective. And it could also be around, you know, news organizations, social media, news outlets, because those are all things that are ruled by Gemini. We've also got on June 14th, the Sun in Gemini conjunct Mercury in Gemini with Jupiter in Gemini. So it's funny because we've just come out of May 2024, which was so much Taurus energy with Jupiter in Taurus. Now we're in Gemini season with Sun is now in Gemini, Mercury is going to be entering Gemini, Venus is ingressed into Gemini, Jupiter in Gemini. It's a lot of Gemini. Time is going to feel like it's going by even faster. As I've been saying so much, even more information coming out to the public, even more things being revealed to us in the collective, in our personal lives. A lot of things changing fast, and going to be a really big energy shift. So June 14th, this is going to be actually what we call a cazimi, Mercury cazimi, with Mercury in his home sign of Gemini and Jupiter in Gemini. So the whole month of Gemini, I think, you know, even starting right now, but especially when Mercury ingresses into Gemini, we're going to really be feeling it even stronger. And another key date that I have here is August 14th, 2024. This is going to be a really interesting day because on this day, Jupiter will be at 16 degrees of Gemini, exactly conjunct Mars. And these are two planets that are really interesting because Mars is like, I call him the Energizer Bunny. He's the planet of energy and life force, excuse me. and Jupiter is about expansion. So the two of them being conjunct each other is going to be majorly expanding everything that Gemini rules in life. And they will be exactly conjunct on August 14th, but that week as well, they will be in strong conjunction. And it's interesting that August 14th is just 4 days before a full moon in Aquarius that we will be having on August 17th or 18th. I can't remember the exact date at the top of my head, but full moon in Aquarius is about the future and innovation and, invention, moving forward into the future age of Aquarius. With Mars conjunct Jupiter, I think that's going to be a week around August 14th of major developments of us stepping into the future, new technologies maybe being released to the public, inventions being released to the public. So that will be very interesting to see what happens then. And yeah, how do you guys feel in the comments about what I've shared so far? Thank you to everyone so much that's watching live or watching the replay. We're about to get into what this means for each of the 12 sun, moon, and rising signs, which is, I know, a lot of your guys' favorite part. So we're going to get into that. But I really want to just highlight that this is overall very, very positive, this transit. Jupiter entering Gemini. We need common sense. Gemini is about facts and common sense. As I said, with so much of the Pisces energy that's going on, Neptune and Saturn and Pisces, we can feel lost in the amount of information and goings on and illusions that are happening. And this Jupiter in Gemini, even though Gemini is an air sign and it can be really busy and it can be really kind of restless, it's going to help us ground into common sense and the facts of what's actually going on. Thank you, Denny, for your comment so much. So now we're going to get into what this transit means for each of the 12 signs. And we're going to start with the Aries. Okay, so, and you can listen to your sun, moon, or rising sign, you guys, as we go through each of the 12 signs, but putting the biggest emphasis on your sun or rising. Okay, so Aries, sun, moon, and risings. And I look at the solar whole sign charts when I do these predictions for each of the 12 signs. So for the Aries, Jupiter ingressing into Gemini means that you now have Jupiter in your third house. And in astrology, it's really cool for the Aries sun and risings because all of their houses are in alignment with what sign actually rules those areas of life that house rules. So the third house is the Gemini ruled areas of life. And Aries, with you guys having Jupiter in Gemini in your third house, this is expanding the areas of life that Gemini rules. So this is really highlighting your local community, your friends, your siblings, your cousins, learning, short distance travel, information, truth, social media. It's a very busy house. So this is going to be, the whole next year is going to be actually a really busy time for the Aries, sun, moon, and risings. You guys can feel like there's a lot that's going on, but it's positive because this is Jupiter in your third house, the great benefic. So you're being divinely blessed with friendship, with your siblings, with your cousins, in your local community, with subjects that you're learning, with school if you're going to school, if you do short distance travel. This is a very light house to be having Jupiter transit over, and it's very positive. So it's going to bring fun opportunities, a lot of social engagement. And if you have been, searching for some like-minded friends, Aries, I think they are going to be coming up for sure in the very near future over the course of the next year. So you can be experiencing luck, expansion, and opportunities in those Gemini areas of life. So I'm sending lots and lots of love your way to all you Aries, and have a very blessed and happy Jupiter in Gemini transit. Okay, for the Taurus, sun, moon, and rising, all y'all are having Jupiter start to transit over your second house. So Taurus, and I am a Taurus rising. Shout out to all my Taurus sun, moon, and risings. We've just gone through the past year of Jupiter in Taurus. So lucky us. So for a lot of us Tauruses, we've just gone through what the Gemini, sun, moon, and risings are going to go through now. We've been blessed in, life, Taurus, in the past year. And if you don't think that you've been blessed, maybe you want to do a little bit of reflection, gratitude work on what you have in your life, what you already have in your life, because Jupiter did bless everybody that has Taurus placements. And now the Geminis are going through that really big lucky transit. So I know for me as a Taurus rising, I've had a very beautiful year with a lot of expansion, a lot of positive opportunities coming up, and the Geminis are about to have that now. But for us Tauruses, Gemini has now ingressed into our second house, which is interesting because the second house is the Taurus ruled areas of life. So this is our house, Taurus. So Jupiter in the second house is expanding our income. Second house is income and our resources and wealth and abundance. Yes, in money and prosperity, but money isn't just the most important thing. It's also expansion of enjoyment of life and pleasures of life. So it's a really, really good year, Tauruses, to be, focusing on your income and working, because Jupiter can actually be assisting us in making more money, accumulating resources that are important to us, that we've been wanting to manifest, that are in alignment with our values, but also being open, Taurus, to the expansion and opportunity of enjoying life even deeper, being open to the pleasure of life even deeper. Spending time out in nature would be very, very positive. Making quality time for nature, and spiritual growth can happen when we do so, because Jupiter is also about spiritual growth. It's not just uplifting the area of life that he's transiting over, but we can receive spiritual growth in those areas. So I'm sending lots of love to you, Tauruses, and happy Jupiter in Gemini transit. Okay, now we move to the Gemini, sun, moon, and risings for Jupiter in Gemini. Geminis, you guys are the stars of the show with this transit, okay? Because you've now got Jupiter has entered your first house. And this is bringing overall positive energy, upliftment, and luck to you as a person, your whole life overall, for the course of the next year. Jupiter is about, as I've been saying, luck, optimism, expansion. Also, Geminis, it's a really good next year to be doing travel, as Jupiter also rules travel. Jupiter also rules higher education, higher learning. Jackie Gleason says, that's me. Congratulations, Jackie, with this Jupiter and Gemini transit for you. Taking a course, it's a fantastic year to be taking a course in subjects that you're interested in. Some of you could be blessed with some new teachers or mentors. And if you've been thinking about traveling, Jupiter rules foreign travel. So it's a fantastic time to be doing so, if that's resonating with you. And this is a year of luck and some really, really positive life changes and developments, and breaking through perhaps some past stagnations that you've been going through in the past years. So Geminis, I'm very happy to report this is one of the most positive things that you can have happen in astrology when Jupiter is in your sun, moon, or rising sign. It's just a beautiful year overall, beautiful energy overall for your next year. So I'm sending lots and lots of love your way. Let us know in the comments how you guys are feeling it, Geminis, if you're already feeling it. Okay, and now for the Cancer, sun, moon, and risings. This one is very interesting for you Cancers, because now that Jupiter has ingressed into Gemini, Jupiter is now transiting for the whole next year over your 12th house. And Jupiter is the ruling planet of Sagittarius, but he's also the traditional ruling planet of Pisces. So Jupiter rules Pisces and Sagittarius. And the 12th house is the Pisces ruled areas of life. So Cancers, for you, with this Jupiter and Gemini transit, Jupiter is transiting over one of his home houses because he's the original ruler of Pisces. This is a very spiritual and creative time for you that we're stepping into now. You're receiving luck, abundance, positivity, and expansion in the 12th house areas of spirituality, creativity, behind the scenes work, rest, recuperation, sleep, healing institutions, subconscious patterns, subconscious beliefs. So this is, for you Cancers, a little bit different than a lot of the other signs because it's very, very spiritual and auspicious, okay? You Cancers are already very naturally spiritual and intuitive. As you are Cancers, you're one of the water signs. So you can be feeling even more heightened intuition, heightened vivid dreams, prophetic dreams. Amazing next year for you to travel to sacred sites or faraway locations, because the 12th house rules sacred sites or faraway locations if you feel called to. An amazing year to take a course on any spiritual or creative subject. And if you are a creative or an artist, your creativity is going to be absolutely on fire and you're going to be very blessed in those areas. So Cancers, I'm wishing you a very, very happy Jupiter in Gemini transit. Going to be a very, very magical for you, and sending you all lots of love. I'm just going to take a sip of water, you guys. 1 second. Ooh, Amy. Hi, Amy Benega. My astrology sister here says, I've been having super vivid dreams and planning a trip to the Serpent Mound in Ohio on the summer solstice. Oh my God. Are you a Cancer, Amy? Let me know in the comments, because if you are, that's super, super cool. And have an amazing time in Serpent Mound. I haven't been there yet, but I really, really want to go there. So, okay, Leos. Oh, you're a Cancer rising. Well, that makes sense. You're going to have a kick-ass, really magical time in Serpent Mound. So you're already in natural alignment with the astrology. That's what's so cool about the astrology, you guys, is we're usually already doing what's going on in the transits. And, you know, astrology is predictive. That's what's fun about it. But it also shows us what areas are in alignment for us to actually be putting our energy towards. Wolf Mother says, will you be doing astrology 2 again soon? I'm doing an astrology level 2 right now at the moment. The link is in the description box of this video. So you can check that out there. That goes until, I'll be doing the live classes every Friday until the end of June. And then the course will be available for replay. Okay, so Leo, sorry for the delay, Leos, the kings and the queens of the zodiac, but now we get to you. And with this Jupiter and Gemini transit, you are having Jupiter enter your 11th house. So you are being blessed in the areas of life that the 11th house rules. You're experiencing opportunities and expansion and spiritual growth in those areas. And the 11th house is the Aquarius ruled areas of life, because Aquarius is the 11th sign. So this is about our friendships, our communities, our group associations, technology, social media, our future dreams and goals, our wishes and aspirations. And it also is about humanitarianism. So Leos, you can be really inspired over the course of the next year to maybe get a part of some sort of humanitarian project or protest kind of project. I know a lot of us are into the freedom community and we're freedom lovers. There can be humanitarianism coming up for you over the course of the next year, which is very positive for you to do so. You're also being blessed with new friendships and renewed positivity in friendships that you already have, like-minded community coming forward. And it can be like a lot of new positive people coming into your life, because Aquarius is very social. So to be proactive with this transit, Leo, it's good for you to go into like-minded community. It's good for you to be networking. It's good for you to be learning about the age of Aquarius. And some of you will even feel drawn, Leos, to be getting into maybe new innovative technologies or inventions that are coming out. Those are ruled by Aquarius. You can receive luck in those areas, maybe starting to work with some of those inventions or incorporating them in your personal life. And also, because this is the house of your dreams and your goals and your wishes, Jupiter is going to help to grant some of your dreams, goals, and wishes. So Leos, be very clear on what your intentions are, on what your goals are, because some of them can actually start to get realized over the course of this next year with Jupiter transiting over your 11th house. So I'm sending lots and lots of cosmic love your way, Leo, Sun, Moon, and Risings. Have a happy Jupiter in Gemini transit. Okay, so shout out to all my Virgo, Sun, Moon, and Risings out there. How are you guys all doing? This is a really, really cool transit for you Virgos, because with Jupiter now entering the sign of Gemini, Jupiter is on your midheaven exactly at the moment, the start of the 10th house. And you're having Jupiter for the whole next year transit over your 10th house of work, career, how you're publicly seen, your public reputation, old people in your life, elders, parents, authority figures, grandmothers, grandfathers, promotions. So this is also entrepreneurship. You're being blessed in those areas, can be experiencing opportunities or luck in those areas. So Virgo, get to work. Now, some of you guys may be retired, which is totally okay. But if you're a Virgo that is working at the moment, your work is going to receive very, very positive energy over the course of the next year. If you're a Virgo that's been wanting to maybe start your own business, step into entrepreneurship, new kind of career that maybe you've been scared, you don't know if you should do that or not. Jupiter in your 10th house, this is one of the most positive times to be doing that. So go kick ass when it comes to work and career, because Jupiter is on your side. Also, if you've been having any issues with parents or grandparents, Jupiter is also bringing positive, benefic influence and energy to those areas as well. So that's very, very positive. And how you are seen publicly is in a very positive, opportunistic light over the course of the whole next year. So Virgos, looking very good for you guys. And if you are a retired Virgo, then that's totally okay. This is, renewed responsibility in life. The 10th house is also our responsibilities to the public, to the collective, to our legacy. So there can be, renewed sense of purpose moving forward in life. There can be some positive opportunities come up of things you can spend your time doing that may not necessarily be work, but they are beneficial for humanity. Wolf Mother says, my partner is Virgo and building his own business. Good luck for him. I teach Qigong and do singing bowl meditations. That's beautiful, Wolf Mother. It's going to go very well for your partner since he's a Virgo. Awesome. Okay, Libra, Sun, Moon, and Risings. How are all the Libras doing out there? Don't know if I've seen any Libras yet in the live chat. Let me know if you guys are out there. For you Libras, this Jupiter in Gemini transit is happening in your 9th house. Now that Jupiter has entered Gemini, he has ingressed into your 9th house. And Libras, okay, you guys, a lot of you guys have been kind of getting kicked in the ass a little bit because we've been having the South Node in Libra for almost a whole year now. And the South Node is what we're collectively letting go of at the present time. And Libras, I feel you, because before we had the South Node in Libra, a year ago, we had the South Node in Scorpio, and I am a Scorpio, and that was a huge kick in the ass, a lot of life challenges coming up for me. So it hasn't been the easiest time for Libras because we've been going through the South Node in Libra. A lot of Libras have been going through major life changes, information coming to light of subconscious or karmic patterns that have been hard to deal with, breakups, divorces, because Libra is the sign of committed relationship. So Libras, I'm very happy to report that even though we still have the South Node in Libra until January 2025, Jupiter is the lucky, ducky, positive, benefic planet, and the ninth house is ruled by Jupiter. This is the house of Sagittarius. Sagittarius is ruled by Jupiter. So to have Jupiter transiting over your ninth house, this is one of the most positive things that you can have in astrology. So Libras, this is a huge lightening up of the energy of your life overall. For all of the signs, Jupiter uplifts the house that he's transiting over, but you've got Jupiter transiting over his home house. So Libras, this is very, very positive. This is very, very uplifting. You're going to be having spiritual breakthroughs, okay? Because the ninth house is our higher consciousness. You're going to be starting to even more see the higher perspective of maybe certain situations that have been challenging, that have been going on, to help you move through those situations, to not get stuck in the muck and the dirt and, the trauma, which it's okay to feel those things and do work on those things. But Jupiter being in your ninth house is going to bring breakthroughs in stepping even deeper into your higher perspective and your higher consciousness, to move past things that you're letting go, pain of relationships or people or karmic contracts that you've been letting go. This is also the house and planet of foreign travel, higher learning, publishing. So it's a really good time for any of those areas of life as well. Very, very positive, very, very lucky for you guys. So very happy to report that to the Libras, and I'm sending lots and lots of cosmic love your way. Okay, Scorpios, my fellow Scorpios, I am a Scorpio sun. I know a lot of you guys know that, but if you're seeing me for the first time, I'm a Scorpio over here. So shout out to all my fellow Scorpios. I'm very happy, Scorpios, because we are having, with Jupiter entering Gemini, Jupiter is going to be transiting for the whole next year over our 8th house. And what is the 8th house? The 8th house is the house of Scorpio. Scorpio is the 8th sign. So we've got lucky ducky Jupiter, benefic Jupiter, transiting over our 8th house of Scorpio. This is also the Libras. It's similar for what I just said to the Libras. This is also going to really uplift the energy for the Scorpios, okay? Because this is our house. And, I've been hearing a lot of Scorpios lately saying, whether it's ones I know personally or in my personal readings, my clients, a lot of Scorpios have been really going through it lately. And I feel like it has to do with the fact that, we're having Pluto change signs this year from Capricorn into Aquarius. And it feels like a bumpy change in signs. And Pluto is our planetary ruler. And it's bringing up a lot of chaos, turmoil, challenge, transformation, big time for the Scorpios, just something that I've been noticing for us. So with Jupiter, lucky ducky Jupiter starting to transit over our 8th house, this is going to actually brighten life for all of us Scorpios, just in general. So this is very, very nice, if you ask me. And, specifically for the 8th house rules what I'm also very happy to say, hidden money. Okay. So Jupiter is about abundance and expansion. Jupiter is the planet that just gives you things when he's transiting over certain areas, right? He'll just give you the return on the investment. Here you go. I'm Jupiter. Here's that, crypto return or that precious metal return, or here's that money you've been waiting for your taxes, or here's this thing that's coming out of nowhere. So a lot of Scorpios are just going to be having money coming out of nowhere, okay? Through inheritances, through random gifts of money and resources, through returns on investments. It's a very good time to be doing investing. I'm not a financial advisor. I have to say that. Okay. But Scorpio's very good time for investing for us for the whole next year with Jupiter over our 8th house. Also very good time for any self-healing, real deal work, shadow work, as this is the 8th house of transformation and healing. So Scorpio, continue to do your healing work. I know we're going through a lifetime of healing work. We're being blessed in major spiritual growth when we do so. So Scorpios, this is really, really good for us. I'm very, very excited about that. And I hope you can feel the energy of it. I see a lot of you, a lot of my Scorpios out in the comments. So love you guys. Cosmic Fairy Witch says, I am so ready. Yes. Tim says, Meg and Jens finding the grail in England on their retreat. That would be freaking crazy if we found the Holy Grail. Oh my God, I maybe wouldn't say that publicly right away. We'll see, Tim. I'll keep you in the loop. Okay, speaking of luck and abundance, we're going to the Sagittariuses, the Saggy-Waggies, where Saggies are ruled by the planet Jupiter. So Sagittarius, you're having your planetary ruler ingress into Gemini, and this means that he is now transiting over your 7th house for the whole next year. And Sagittarius, the 7th house rules others, other people, our committed relationships, our marriage partners, our lovers, our work associates, people that we have commitments to. So Saggies, this is blessing. This is bringing blessings, renewed positivity, and luck to your committed relationships, to your love life, to the people that you work with, to your overall aesthetic. So Sagittarius, this is very, very positive. If your marriage partner or love partner has been going through a difficult time, or if there have been any issues with the relationship, there's likely to be some really positive turn of events. Some Saggies may be getting engaged or starting new relationships. If you're a Saggy that's single, Jupiter transiting over your 7th house is going to bring you some nice suitors that are actually suitors that can last in long-term relationships. So very, very positive for your committed relationships, Saggies. And also, the 7th house of Libra is our aesthetic, our sense of fashion style. So there can be maybe a new way that you want to present yourself, or new colors or styles that you want to incorporate that actually bring new opportunities and luck and positive energy into your life. You know, I really do believe that how we present ourselves out into the world is what we attract back. So Saggies, and I'm saying this with love, Saggies, I'm saying this with absolute love, and I love you guys. I notice that there's a lot of Saggies out there that I know that don't really care about how they look and how they present themselves. And, you know, you are the luckiest sign, so I don't think it really matters that much. But Saggies, if you dress up a little bit, or, you know, maybe if there's a way that you want to present yourself that you feel maybe a little bit like not confident in doing it, if you do it, you're going to feel really, really good about yourself. And it's kind of like doing feng shui with your personal style. It will change your life, how you present yourself. If you're comfortable with how you present yourself, awesome, bang on, good for you. And as long as you feel good about how you look and your style and the colors and the presentation that you're giving off, that's the most important thing. So hope that makes sense how I said that, Saggies. Amy says, both my sons are Sag. Oh my God, my one son just told us he wants to propose to his girlfriend. Maybe an engagement is around the corner. Probably, Amy. Probably an engagement is around the corner. That's so cool. Light Crystal 7 says, that's so crazy. Lately, I have been feeling better when I do makeup in the morning after working out, and everything else, whether I leave the house or not with the kiddos. Yeah, if it makes you feel good, like Crystal 7, then freaking do it. And it changes the energy of your life, right? So very cool. Thank you for sharing that. Okay, so now we move to the Capricorn, Sun, Moon, and Risings. Capricorns with Jupiter ingressing into Gemini. This is very, very nice for you guys because Jupiter has now entered your 6th house, the Virgo ruled areas of life. health, routines. I've got the thumbs up coming up, and the fireworks going off. Okay, this is going to be really good for the Capricorns. Are you guys seeing the fireworks that just went off there on my screen? I think that's a sign that Capricorns, this is going to be really good. If any of you have been going through physical health issues or mental health issues, Jupiter is going to be uplifting and bringing miraculous healing to issues if you've been going on with anything, having anything going on with that. And, you know, as I've been talking about a lot, the Capricorns have been going through it with Pluto in Capricorn. Holy guacamole, that is one of the heaviest things you can have happen in astrology that not all of us will experience in a lifetime. Pluto in your sign. And a lot of the Capricorns that I've been talking to have been having that affect them physically and mentally. So this is a really positive boost over the next year to your health, okay, overall, any health issues. Also, you know, this is the house of routines and nutrition and our lifestyle. So you can be having very positive developments and new opportunities, new things that you learn about. Jupiter is also new things that we learn about to incorporate into our routine or lifestyle that are really, really good for us. Capricorns, the sixth house is also day-to-day work. So this is very positive for your work life, whether you work for a business or you're an entrepreneur yourself. Very, very positive for work, for attracting new clients, for making more money. So I'm very, very happy to report that because I know you Cappies love to work hard. Okay, love you guys and have a very happy Jupiter in Gemini transit. And now we move to the Aquarians, which the Aquarians are having Jupiter now transiting over their fifth house. And I really, really like this for you Aquariuses because you are having Pluto now in your sign. Now you guys get to go through what the Capricorns just went through for the next 20 years. Okay. But it will be most intense the first few years of Pluto in Aquarius and the last few years of Pluto in Aquarius. Pluto is retrograde in Aquarius right now at 1 degree right now, is going to go back into Capricorn for the very last time from September 1st to November 18th. And then on November 18th, be full steam ahead, choo-choo, into your sign, into Aquarius for the next 20 years. This is one of the biggest astrological transits you can have. I'm going to get to Jupiter in a second, but I'm going to ram this down your Aquarian throats because you guys need to be aware that you've got Pluto in your sign now, okay? Pluto is transformation, shadow work, death, and rebirth, okay? So this is a huge transformational time for you where you're stepping into empowerment, you're stepping into truths being revealed, some big life situations coming up. So we'll get into that more in some other content for you Aquarians. But why I really like this Jupiter in Gemini transit over your fifth house is because Pluto in your sign can be intense. Okay, this can be really, really freaking intense. But over the course of the next year, with Jupiter transiting over your fifth house, this is one of the best things you can have happen in astrology. Jupiter, the planet of luck, positivity, optimism, expansion, over the fifth house of Leo, fun, playfulness, celebration, creativity, enjoying life, our inner child, silliness, playfulness. This is a very positive, light energy, having Jupiter transit over your fifth house for the whole next year, while you've got Pluto in your sign in those critical degrees, 0 degree, 1 degree, 2 degree, 3 degree. So it's not going to be as intense as it could be. Okay. And I'm not going to say that you're not going to go through Pluto, because you guys are going to go through Pluto, that initiation. But I think it's going to start to get more intense for you when this Jupiter and Gemini transit is over, when we get into June of next year. Jupiter transiting over your fifth house is light, is fun, is play. It's bringing celebration. It's bringing creativity. It's bringing having fun and romance as well. The fifth house is romance. So if any of you Aquarians are single, there can be new suitors coming forward. Very good time to date. If you're single, to be having fun in love. And there's going to be a lot of renewed just sense of fun, playfulness, creativity. This is a year, the whole next year, to take advantage of going out and having fun. It is party time for the Aquarians. Yeah, you're saying, yay, party time. Awesome. So I love you guys so, so much. And I'm sending lots of cosmic love your way. Anise Lake says, just wondering what the fuck else can happen this year before we get solid into Aquarius. That morning had dream of what I later saw was a demon leaving town. Then he had the seizure and in 5 days gone. Just hoping his family gets the job memo. Wow, that's sounding intense, Anise. Have to be sending love and light to all, healing to all. Are you an Aquarius? I guess you are an Aquarius. Yeah, Aquarians can be definitely going through intense things right now, for sure. So I'm sending lots and lots of love your way. Oh, you said when Pluto went into Aquarius. Yeah, that makes sense. Pluto is the planet of death and transformation. And I did a video last week or the week before on Pluto retrograde. We're going to see a lot of elderly people pass over the course of, for the whole rest of the year, with Pluto retrograding back into Capricorn, Pluto being the planet of death, Capricorn being older people or powerful people, business people, politicians. So that's going to be a big theme that we see for sure. And we're going to have to support each other through that, because obviously it's not easy to have, loved ones in our life die, or older people that we love die. So yeah, let's move to the last but not least is the Pisces, sun, moon, and rising. So similar to the Sagittarius Pisces, Jupiter is your traditional planetary ruler. Neptune is your modern day ruler. So Jupiter, your traditional ruler, has just ingressed into a new sign, Gemini, which means that Jupiter is now transiting over your fourth house for the whole next year. And the fourth house is about our home, our family, where we live, property, real estate, our country of origin, our ancestors, and our emotional well-being and emotional foundations. So Pisces, this is very, very positive for you, for your emotional well-being, which is really good because you guys are like the most intense psychic sponges out of the whole zodiac. You guys are huge empaths that feel things very, very deeply and intensely, to the point where, if Pisces don't do consistent like cleansing work and protection work, they can accumulate a lot of psychic debris, if you will, in their emotional body that's not actually yours. Okay. So this is emotionally, you're feeling positive and very uplifted for the course of the whole next year. And if there's been any issues with family members or in your home or of your actual house, there's going to be some positive developments and change of events with those areas for you guys. And if you are a woman, you are going to be more fertile than usual with Jupiter transiting over your fourth house. Fourth house of Cancer is motherhood and family. So actually, whether you're a male or female, Pisces, you're going to be more fertile than usual. Some of you will be getting pregnant or wanting to create a family of your own. Start that process. Very good time to move homes, to sell a home, anything having to do with homes, properties, or family. So I love you, Pisces, so, so much. And I'm sending so much cosmic love your way. Awesome. Wow. We've gone through all of the 12 signs. Wow. And the collective predictions and reading that I had. So hope you guys enjoyed that. Let me know what you think in the comments. And before we finish up, I'm going to pull some cards for us on what else would Spirit like us to know about this Jupiter in Gemini transit that we are going to be in for the whole next year. What does the universe want to share with us about this? I'm first going to pull from my Isis deck, which this is a really cool freaking deck. If you've never seen this one before and you're into Isis or the goddesses or Egypt, let's see, what's the card, Isis card that we have for this transit? Ooh, wow, this is a powerful one. Soul retrieval, deep soul healing with the goddess. Wow. So for those of you who may not know, soul retrieval is when we call back parts of ourself that we have given away or left behind, usually from a traumatic experience. So, wow, this is saying that this Jupiter in Gemini transit is going to be really, really not just, a lot of information coming out and people waking up, but it's going to be healing on a very, very deep level, big time. And there's going to be parts of us coming back that we maybe have left behind from somewhere in the past. I'm going to read the affirmation because these cards by Alana Fairchild have really, really cool descriptions as well. So let's see, soul retrieval. Deep soul healing with the goddess. Isis, healing goddess, now offers you spiritual restoration and deep soul healing through the art of soul retrieval, reclaiming pieces of you lost through trauma, old and new. Soon you will enjoy greater wellness, energy, and power, as well as the opening of gifts and soul abilities you did not know that you had. Wow. So this is going to be really, really beautiful healing energies, but also I like what that just said about remembering gifts and talents that you did not know that you had. Gemini is a very multi-talented sign. Geminis are very, very smart, very, very multi-talented. They're, what's the word? They're like jacks of all trades. So this is like bringing up our talents as well. Very, very cool. Okay. And I'm also going to pull from my Halloween deck, even though it's not Halloween. I'm a Scorpio and I love Halloween. So we're going to pull from the Halloween Oracle, also a card, and see what we get. Okay, what can we expect? What's our divine guidance, inspiration for this Jupiter in Gemini transit that we are stepping into? Wow. Okay, there's a theme going on, you guys. There's a theme going on. Forgiveness. Reducing burden. And I'm feeling that. Sorry, I keep scratching my face. You guys, I've got my cat Ocean on me and I'm getting a lot of his hair in my face, so I have to scratch it. I'm feeling that. I'm feeling that. And I was feeling that at the beginning when I was starting to feel into the energy of this transit intuitively. This is going to, as this card says, reduce burdens. The energy is going to lighten up. This is going to be really, really healing. And this is a transit that I feel like it may go underrated from some of the really like popular or trendy astrologers, like just talking, okay, we've got Jupiter and Gemini now. But this is actually a really big energy shift and a really big deal, because this is Jupiter entering a very positive light sign. It's not a heavy sign. It's an air sign. And we need this right now. And it's going to bring lightness. It's going to bring us, I'm hearing spirit say, out of the trenches. That's very intense for me to say, but like out of the trenches of this psychological war and into soul retrieval, into being able to be in forgiveness and move past some of the traumas that we've been going through. So forgiveness work, we're getting the memo from spirit, forgiveness during this time. Thank you. I'm feeling that we are really going to see a lot of people wake up with this transit. People that we didn't think would start to go through this healing process are they're going through that soul retrieval of like taking back their soul. And there will be forgiveness around that. There will need to be forgiveness around not just traumas in general that have happened to us in our lives, but people that maybe have told us, oh, you're crazy. You're a conspiracy theorist. Oh my God, you're fucking nuts. And they're going to be coming to us wanting to talk to us because they're going to be waking up. And it's going to be the forgiveness around that as well. And the reducing of the burdens around that as well. Wow, there's a theme there. I wasn't expecting that, but very, very beautiful. I'm also feeling very guided to grab my goddess deck, which is just on the other side of the desk. So just bear with me 1 second, you guys. I'm going to go grab my goddess deck. Ocean is not happy with me. Okay, 1 second, Ocean. He's got his claws on my pants. Let go for 1 second. Okay. Okay. My spirit is like really wanting me to bring this goddess power deck out. Ocean, what are you doing? Okay. There's a goddess that wants to come through and share that she's with us. And okay, now Ocean is biting on my Palo Santo. We don't want you to do that. Okay. What goddess is with us strong during this transit that would like her message to be heard at this moment? Okay. Ooh, oh my gosh. We got another card that says forgiveness on it. Bronwen, forgiveness. You can't make this stuff up, you guys. We got 2 cards that said forgiveness, that say forgiveness. Wow. And when I was pulling from the Halloween deck and the Isis deck, the whole time Spirit was like, you're going to have to get that goddess deck out. There's a goddess that wants to come out. Bronwen, forgiveness. Okay, so I'm going to read her description because I'm not really familiar with Bronwen, I don't think. And she's here with us. I can feel it. So let's see what she has to say. I'm going to hold this up. Sometimes life invites us into conditions that challenge us to the core. As the Celtic goddess Bronwen forgave those who caused her own death by a broken heart, she asks you to set yourself free from the seeds of resentment that will surely choke the life out of your dreams. We are wounded by others and weave stories about our hurts and losses that live on in our hearts and minds. We come to distrust the potential of love and connection. No matter what your story or when it began, forgiveness is the key to freedom here. Forgiveness allows for mending and repair, opening the heart to give and receive. If you need to forgive yourself or others, now is the time to do it. Keep your heart open and you can begin again. Only beauty, freedom, and treasures are found in the spirit of forgiveness. The goddess Bronwen is here to support you. Whoa, okay. Bronwen is her name. So she is with us big time. And forgiveness work, I'm getting that it's also going to be around not just people waking up and them going from calling us crazies to, okay, they're wanting us to hold their hand through their wake up process, but also, and I've been actually feeling this the past few days, there's going to be information coming out to the public of even deeper what's been really going on and the traumas that have been going on and the lies that have been going on. I'm not going to go too deep into it because I'm multi-streaming this on YouTube. Some of the horrors that have been going on. And I feel like it's even some of the information itself that will be revealed to the public that we will need to do forgiveness work around. We will need to do Ho'oponopono, healing meditations to process through that. It's going to be heavy, 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 but it's going to help us to lighten up out of this collective dark night of the soul that we've been in. Oh my God, we got 2 forgiveness cards. That's so cool. I love when we have those synchronicities happen. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I'm very, very excited about this transit. I think it's going to bring a lot of positive energy, a lot of miracles to the collective. And it's going to be very, very busy. Lots and lots of information coming out for the whole next year. So make sure to take social media breaks. If you're getting overwhelmed with all the things that are coming out, if that resonates with you. And before we finish up, I just want to, mention again that I do offer personal astrology consultations if you'd like to have a more personal reading with me at consultations.beyondmystic.net. The link is in the description box of this video. Also, my husband Jens and I are hosting the Sacred England retreat that's coming up soon. It's starting on June 3rd, goes till July 12th. Sorry, it starts July 3rd, goes until July 12th. And we've only got 2 spots left in the retreat. So I'm so, so excited. If you'd like to see full details for our Sacred England retreat, where we're going to be traveling to sacred sites for 9 days straight with like-minded soul family, it's going to be so much fun. So powerful. Go to the first link in the description box of this video. So yeah, I love you guys so, so much. Please remember to like, share, subscribe, and comment if you really, really enjoy my content. And I'm wishing us all the most magical Jupiter in Gemini transit. I'm sending so much cosmic love your way and see you next time. Mwah. Bye.